Now I would like the pleasure to invite our guest of honor, Dr. Sujit Kumar Dubey, sir. So before I invite him to speak in this platform, I would like to give a short introduction. Obviously, it is a very short introduction about such an eminent personality. Dr. Sujit Kumar Dubey is currently the Director of Institute of Management Studies, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. He is a BCom honors, MBA, PhD with specialization in marketing. Dr. Dubey has contributed several research papers, articles in national and international journals, and attended a number of national and international workshops and conferences. Obviously, he has organized several national and international conferences, MDPs, QIPs, and he is a life member of AIMA, ISTE, IMA, and AIMS International. Dr. Dubey is actively involved in training of corporate executives. His current areas of research are retailing and rural marketing. He has also won the Best Teacher in Retail Management Award of 20th Devang Mehta Business School Awards 2012. So it's my pleasure to invite you, sir, and over to Dr. Sujit Kumar Dubey, sir. So please address the gathering.
Thanks, Dr. Shweta. Respected Professor O.R.S. Rao, Vice Chancellor, ICFAI University, Jharkhand. Eminent faculty members from the university, Dr. B. Barik, Dr. Subir Chattopadhyay, Dr. Rumna, Dr. Hariharan, Dr. Satyendra, and also Dr. A. Chandramohan, Dean, Central University of Tamil Nadu, and also the registrar, and my dear researcher scholars. Let me appreciate your decision first that you had selected the right institution for building your career, or rather shaping your career in the field of academics. At the outset, I'm thankful to the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity that today I'm interacting with you people. This is the 11th batch which is there with the university, the researcher scholars. When any researcher scholar entered in the premise of any university, department, or institution, it's not there that the researcher scholar is going to be happy, but you will surprise to know a hearty welcome is there from the faculty member also. Because the research scholars are going to add the value to their profile. At the same time, it is going to be a value addition for the faculty members also. So you can very well understand the kind of importance or the relevance which is there for the researcher scholar for any institution. But to be there as a good researcher scholar, it's a very difficult task. Your Vice Chancellor, sir, has pointed out very aptly that what exactly the PhD means stands for. Passion, hard work, dedication. But from my mind, what is important here that in case of PhD, consistency is very important. If you are going to add something every day, very small thing, at the end of the day, you are able to get your PhD thesis in your hand. So my first suggestion from my side to all of you is that, because you people are working in the different organizations, so you need to spare at least half an hour, 1 hour of time every day for your PhD work. And whatever you are getting from the internet, try to save it. Or if you can write it also. This is the first thing for which is very, very important. If you want to do your PhD, at the end of the day, you will never be up to the mark, because in the shortest span of time, you can't explore everything which is required to be explored in the case of the PhD work or the research. Because research, what exactly it stands for? Research. You are involved in the process of identifying, unfolding something which is already there. So if something is already existing, how you are going to unfold it? What new thing you are going to add in that? Because in research, you need to add something in the literature, at least one line in your respective field. If you are able to do that at the end of the day, you are successful in your research. And if you are not able to add a single line in the literature of your respective field, you are not successful. And that is only possible when you will be deeply involved with your theme, deeply involved with your concept. And there is a misperception right now, especially in the field of research, that research stands for statistical analysis. It is a tool which is supporting the research activity. That is not the research. Now, people are more focusing on the SPSS and the kind of tool which they are using rather than the content. So conceptually, you have to be very, very strong with respect to your topic, with respect to your theme. If you talk about the Europe and America, you will find most of the research scholars, they are not very good in statistical analysis. So they get their work done by somebody else. But conceptually, they are very, very strong in their respective field. So what is my suggestion? That if you really want to be good as a research scholar, you need to be strong in your respective field, whatever field you had identified. Say if you had identified as a marketing discipline or finance or HR, in marketing, you had identified the consumer behavior. In consumer behavior, you had identified the motivation. So everything should be very, very clear to you as a research scholar. Now, how you can do that? Try to read a basic book of marketing, of finance or HR as much as you can, a single author book. If you prefer to go for the Kotler, it's okay. If you prefer to go for the Professor Pandey's financial management, it's okay. Try to read it twice, thrice as a novel. So that way you are making your concepts very, very strong and you are making yourself clear about the concepts which you really want to pursue. This is the first thing. Yes, as I mentioned that statistical tools are supporting tools. Those students who are having a good knowledge of the statistical tool, they can do better. There is no doubt about that. But it's also true that if you don't have that kind of ability, you can't do your PhD. It's not true. You can continue with your PhD program. You can do better also. The only thing is that you have to learn it over a period of time, and for that you need to take the support of the other individual. So don't hesitate, don't waste your time. Make your point very, very clear that whether you are good in statistical analysis or not. If you are good, it's okay, continue with that. If you don't have that ability, try to start right from the very beginning. This is the second thing. Third thing, which is important, the topic which you have selected. You are here for the research. Most of you are pursuing your career in your respective fields. It can be a consultancy organization. It can be a manufacturing unit. It can be a marketing or the financial organization. Now, selecting a topic is very important component. Now, people normally what they used to do, that they select the topic with respect to their organization. And just after 1 year of time, you will find that it happened that you quit that very organization or you switch over to another organization. So the kind of data which you were expecting it is not available with you. So my suggestion is try to go for a topic which is not only going to be relevant or new, but where you can easily get the data so that you can continue your PhD even though if you left or quit your existing organization. Now, selecting a topic in consultation with the supervisor, it's an important thing. As Professor Rao pointed out, that you are getting a freedom to opt or select a topic of your choice. Now, this is something which is a point of conflict in a way that supervisor wants that you should work in this particular field. You wanted to pursue your PhD program in a different field. Now, how to compromise with it? You have to justify your candidature that, sir, ma'am, I can do better in this particular field because I'm having a 5 to 10 years of experience in this field. I'm easily able to get the data. At the same time, I can publish better paper in this with this theme. So it's not there that most of the time supervisors are very much interested in those kind of students who are having a base, not only basic knowledge, but the advanced knowledge of their respective themes. So it can be always welcome. But you need to understand that whether the data is available with you or not. I got one research scholar, I can share with you. She was working under my supervision with a multinational company, with an American company, and she was very confident that she will get the data. At the end of the day, you will find that they were having a policy that they are not going to disclose the data, and it was not possible for her to continue her PhD on that very topic. So if you are not getting the data from your respective organization, don't go for the theme with related to your organization. Go for the theme of your choice of where you can easily get the data. This is the third thing which I would like to emphasize on that. Fourthly, PhD is an ornamental degree. Why it is ornamental degree? You need to justify your candidature. Sir has very rightly pointed out, you have to own your thesis. The moment you are having the thesis in your hand, all the questions in your interviews are going to be asked with related to your thesis only. So all those who can answer the questions, they are going to be through, and all those who are not able to answer the questions related to the thesis, there will be a question mark on them that they had done the thesis somehow, or they managed to get it, the degree. So what is important? You need to own the thesis. Every line of your thesis should be there with you, and whatever question, whatever query is there, you are in position to answer it in a very, very right manner, so that the interviewer is going to be convinced with your candidature that the person has worked in this field only. Because reason is that the moment you have selected the topic, your specialization is going to be confined to that theme only rather than the marketing or the consumer behavior. 90% of the questions are going to be asked from that very theme only. So it is a very, very important component that you have to own your thesis. Otherwise, it is going to be just like a necklace where you will find that your neck is not beautiful, but you are owning a very weighted or the huge kind of necklace. And in that case, it seems to be there that it is something which is not fit with your personality. This is the very important component. Another important thing that most of the students, they face a problem nowadays regarding their publication. It's a tough task in a present context that everyone is keen to go for publish a paper with the Scopus journal. And in that case, getting a publication in the Scopus or the Emerald, whatever you can say, it's a difficult task. How to do that? You need to aim right from the very beginning that if your tenure is there for the 4 years or 3 years of time, every year you are going to publish at least 2 papers. Every year you are going to publish 2 papers. Now, in total, you are going to have in 3 years 6 papers. In 4 years, you are going to have 8 papers. To start with, go for the C category of the journal. Because writing a research paper, you are going to learn only when you start writing. And when your papers are going to be rejected, you will get the reviewer's comment that where you are lacking. That way, you are going to correct yourself and keep on writing, keep on sending the papers to the journals so that you will get the response from there and you can correct yourself that where you are lacking. So that way, you will understand the basic requirements or the requisites of the journals, and accordingly, your mind is going to be set so that you can write the paper in a way which can be easily published in a reputed journals. This is a very important thing which I would like to share with you people, that only those who keep on writing, their papers are going to be published only, and those who feel that I will write a paper at the end of my research, when I will complete my PhD thesis, they were never able to publish good papers. I'm having number of the thesis where people had not published a single paper from their thesis and it's lying idle, though they had worked very hard. So right from the first day, you have to involve in the process of writing a research paper. And you will surprised to know this is the activity where your supervisor is going to be the happiest person. And he will contribute, he will share his experience or her experience with you, and he will ready to give you any kind of suggestion or the advice, because he or she is also going to be benefited out of that. Now, I don't know with what objective you had gone for pursuing a program like PhD. Today, it's a trend. Most of the corporate people, they go for the PhD program so that they can switch over from industry to the academics. There are certain people who want to add the value in their credentials, that I'm having a doctorate degree. There are people who are having an ambition that after their retirement, post-retirement, they will go for some academic institution for teaching or the part-time teaching. It hardly matters. Whatever objectives are there with you, you can achieve it. But the only thing is that in academics, you need to be alive. And in academics, you need to alive means that at least every year you have to publish 1 paper. Suppose you are going to retire after 10 years of time, after 20 years of time, and you have done your PhD today only, and in last coming 10 years, you had not worked anything in the respective field, you are dead person from the minds of the academician. So what is important? Keep on publishing paper, or keep on writing articles or publishing articles, even in the newspapers, even in the good magazines. That way, you will prove that I'm having an inclination, or I'm having an interest, or I'm having a passion in the field of academics. See, it's a very monotonous kind of activity. At the end of the day, most of the people are going to be frustrated that what I am doing, because you are not getting any kind of result. You will get result once after 3 years or 4 years of time. So how to get yourself motivated, that is an important thing. For that, you need to have a very good rapport with your supervisors. All those who have a conversation with their supervisors once in a while, at the end of the day, you will find either they are not able to complete their PhD program, or if they will complete, they will be not doing something up to the mark. So be in touch with your supervisor, regular touch. As I told you, that consistency, commitment is very important. It's a task which you had opted for apart from your routine activity. So you need to give the time, you need to give the resources, you need to give the other relevant thing which is important to continue your program and to complete that program. I don't know how you are going to have this admission program, or rather you can say entry to an academic institution. Right from the very beginning, I was very clear. I got the placement also, but I was very clear that I will go for the academics. So I opted for the PhD. Today, number of the people who are opting for the PhD program, they are opting just because they are not getting the placement opportunity as a full-time researcher scholars. It clearly indicates that you don't have that kind of passion which Professor Rao has pointed out. So I suggest that if you have that passion, that zeal, go for the PhD program, because it is the highest degree which is going to be there with you. And that will decide the real expertise or the specialization of yours for the future. There will be no doubt that what exactly your specialization is when you have the PhD thesis in your hand. So every day, try to read one specialization book of yours. Try to read the research methodology book. Try to read the book on your theme or the topic which you have opted for. That way you are going to make yourself stronger in with your specialization, with your statistical background, with your conceptual framework about the topic or the theme which you opted for. I don't know what kind of practices are there with your institution, but I have evaluated number of the thesis of your institution. And what I can assure you that you are there in the right hands. The supervisor, the faculty members, they are working very, very hard so that they can produce the quality PhD program or the quality product in the market. And that will be really helpful for building or shaping your career. So once again, I welcome you all to the ICFAI University, Jharkhand for your highest degree, which you are going to pursue from that very esteemed institution. At the same time, my best wishes are there, and I'm hopeful that you will become a flag bearer for this particular university. At the same time, this value addition in your credential as a doctorate program is going to be fruitful for shaping your career. And at the same time, whatever guidance, whatever support is required, if from my side, I'm extending that support, and it's an open offer to all of you. At any point of time, if you feel that there is any need from the Institute of Management Studies, Banaras University, you are most welcome, because we are working in the same field. So it's a great opportunity to have a good relation with the institutions like ICFAI University, Jharkhand. And I'm associated with you people for a very longer period of time. And I'm hopeful that this association is going to be continue again with your support and with your blessings. Thank you. Thank you once again.